Welcome to another episode of Pages and Potions podcast, where we dive deep into delicious drinks, give you our hot takes, craziest theories, and fun reviews of some of our favorite books. We're your hosts, Courtney and Devin, and thank you for joining us during what we hope is your happy hour and escape from the 9 to 5. Before we dive in, we need to remind you that this is a not safe for work podcast. Not even a little bit. We talk about explicit books using explicit language. So if that's not your cup of tea, or if you have little ears around you right now, this might not be for you. This is also your one warning that this podcast will contain spoilers. If that's not for you either, now's the chance to bail and catch us once you've read the book. Okay? If you're still here, let's dive into it. For this week's episode, this is take 3 for us. Of Gild, which is book 1 in the Plated Prisoner series by Raven Kennedy. And we have a delicious drink to go along with it, as we normally do. So Devin, why don't you tell us about the drink?
Yeah, happily. So today we've chosen something warm and comforting to counter the chilly vibes of Highbell, which is where this book takes place. And just for fun, we've decided to give you a cocktail option and a mocktail option. It's really easy, just take out the liquor and you've got a really hot, warm mocktail. So we've got a Highbell Hot Toddy. So today we're going to do a cup of pineapple juice, half a cup of orange juice, a teaspoon of honey, or you can use brown sugar, a cinnamon stick, a thick ginger slice, a tablespoon of butter, a dash of cloves, and your alcohol of choice. I have chosen rum. I believe, Courtney, you chose tequila. So
yes.
We have very, very different vibes today, but that's okay. And then you kind of heat all of that yumminess up into a pot on medium to low heat because you don't want the sugar to burn. And then you actually get it to like a nice hot, almost like simmering, and then turn the heat off and pour the alcohol in because you don't want to burn off the alcohol. You don't want to cook it off. You want to just have it hot. And then pour that into your mug. I keep the ginger slice and the cinnamon stick right in there because I think it's a nice garnish, and then you enjoy. So shall we give it a try?
All right, let's give it a try.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
That's really good. That's really
It's like a warm hug on a cold day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially with the
It's
tequila.
It's like I just want to cozy up in a cabin with the snow falling and drink that. Again, like
Yes.
you can choose the alcohol that you want, or you just take the alcohol out and heat that all up, and it's still like, it's like a hot Five Alive. But like better.
It's good. It's good.
Spices.
Yeah.
Really good. Really good. Okay, with that being
Love
said,
that.
it being such a tasty, tasty drink, I think it's time that we give our wonderful listeners a taste of our experiences reading Gild, and I would love for
Yes.
you to please roll out your infamous synopses. She does great synopsis for these. You guys, if you haven't heard her
this is
synopsis,
so fun.
you need to. Please give us your synopsis for Gild, book 1 of the Plated Prisoner series.
All right, I will, but this one comes with a bit of a caveat. So this book deals with really mature themes. And the first time I read it, I didn't quite feel it as deeply as this second time through. Honestly, like I didn't feel the first time through. I was like, I know there's some deep stuff going on here, but I didn't really feel it. And the second time going through, I felt it really, really deeply. And I had a hard time coming up with funny shit because it is so real and so deep. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. But just a kind of a caveat on this one is that it's we make light of it, but there's some pretty serious subject matter in here. So just a warning, you know, if you've got some triggers and things like that, proceed with caution. 'Cause this book is truly the embodiment of men using women for personal gain. Midas, King Midas, this is our main male character in this book. He's a nobody with big dreams. And he's just like any other mediocre white man. I assume he's white because his behavior is truly Caucasian. He has big power dreams. So, and we think he has power in this book. We think he can turn things to gold, and so does everyone else. And money is power, as we know. So everyone thinks this man can turn everything to gold, and he's got all this money and all this power and all this stuff. He marries the heir to Sixth Kingdom. There are 7 kingdoms in this book. Wow. 6, 7 is like a kind of kingdom. We'll get into that later. But the heir to the 6th kingdom doesn't have any powers herself. And you need powers to be able to gain a throne. So he decides, I'm going to marry her because I've got powers, and he gains a throne and therefore the power he so insatiably craves. He becomes king and turns everything to gold, like everything, which sounds a little bit like the brain dead Cheeto south of the border. Yes. So the kingdom becomes rich, or at least we think the kingdom becomes rich. And despite his new wife fucking hating him, Midas gets everything he ever wanted. Truly Caucasian behavior, I'm telling you. Mm-hmm. So important to the story is that kings in this world keep saddles. These are women and men whose job it is to have sex with royalty, right? So deviating from humor for a second here, the saddles in this book are presented as having chosen to be there and are presented as professionals at their craft and smart and sassy and wonderful. And we love that, Raven Kennedy. Thank you.
Slay.
Beautiful. Slay. So where was I? Okay, right. So the king's favored saddle is our FMC. Oren. So a woman who goes from lost street urchin with ribbons protruding from her back to royal saddle. She's gold from head to toe, and what we think happened is she was touched by Midas and turned to gold, and therefore is his favored because she's all gold. Because why wouldn't a woman with special qualities have them? Because a man put them there. Puke. Anyway, we met Oren, and our girl is like depressed. She's depressed. She's in love with Midas. Literally has to watch him fuck the other saddles all the time. And is, she's drinking a lot. She's stuck in this cage that he's built for her. Midas makes a deal with the king from 5th Kingdom because he's a fucking douche. He actually doesn't provide the help he's supposed to with the 5th Kingdom's army. And he leaves that army to die. So his plan all along was to take 5th Kingdom because he's a douche. So the king of 5th actually learns of the betrayal, tries to kill Oren, and ends up getting fatally stabbed in the process. And thank fuck he does, because Midas had actually given the king of 5th a night with Oren. Disgusting. News
Gross.
alert. Men do not own women ever. So see,
Ever.
There's some like deep themes here, right? Deep themes.
Ick.
Yeah. Anyway, Midas so graciously offers to take the king of 5th's place, and of course needs to take his royal saddles with him, so they leave and encounter a winter storm. Apparently 6th Kingdom is in like the Arctic or something, hence our warm drinks. And it's always snowy and wintry and all of that stuff. Anyway, convoy gets stuck by a winter storm, gets attacked and captured by snow pirates. What? Snow pirates are fucking assholes, but they have kitties that pull their snow ship. So that's nice. They're in cahoots with 4th Kingdom, whose king is someone they call King Rot, because apparently his power is simply to rot shit. Anyway, Commander Rip, who is like second in command to King Rot, shows up at the pirate ship, decides he'll take all of the booty, the saddles, everything, but not before the asshole piece of shit pirate leader tries to fucking rape Oren and one of the other saddles. In this scene, we learn that our girl Oren is actually the one that can turn shit to gold. And she gilds this motherfucker, yeets him out the window into the snow. Good riddance to that piece of shit. And I hear your kitty, like she's cheering us on, right?
I know.
I love it.
She heard you say she heard you say snow kitties, and she's like, "Meow."
Yeah, is that me? Our story ends with the saddles going with Commander Rip, which for those of us who have read more books in the series, we know this is where things get really fucking good. So book 1 is all of this setup for the rest of the series. There's like, is there 4 more books or 5 more books? I can't remember. In the series,
5.
it's a
There's
completed.
6 altogether.
Yeah, so it's a completed series. Oh, can we say hello to the kitty first? If you're not watching. Hello, Belle. You're so cute.
This is my sweet older girl. She's very needy. Sorry.
Aww.
Are you okay? Yeah. How dare you embarrass me like this?
So, I mean, this book is so good. It's got like on its face, it's this story of, you know, of a woman who is captured and imprisoned by a man, essentially, and now is his saddle and must do his bidding and all of that stuff. You know, it on its face, it's just a nice story, and it's a good setup to the rest of the series. But when you think about it more deeply, like, there is some deep shit going on. So, like, tell me what you think. Tell me what you thought.
Yeah, I think I was very much in the same vein as you, where, like, the first time I read it, I was so, like, kind of enchanted about the world building, right? Like, when you're first reading a book, it's your first time going through, you're really trying to just grasp everything that's being thrown at you, right? So you're not necessarily maybe like as hyper aware of the themes that are going on in the story, because you're just trying to understand what's going on. And now that we've read it back, like, it is really fucking heavy. And I think once I kind of got through more of the series, like, a lot more traumatic stuff happens to our main character, sadly, but she does rise from the ashes like a phoenix, I will say. No spoiler there, but you just realize that, like, as you get further and further along, you're like, oh fuck, this is really fucking heavy. And then but the first book, you're just kind of like, I'm in Highbell and it's snowy and there's, like, magic and she lives in a cage, and you're like, oh, what's happening? There's snow kitties? Like, oh, cool. Like, you're just like
with fire
so,
claws, like
like, you're just so kind of naive to what's going on.
Totally.
Like, I was just not hyper aware. But I will say, I really loved this book. I thought it was something that I read. I wanted to stay in a similar vein of, like, Sarah J. Maas, Rebecca Yarros, Romantasy, and I kept seeing it come up. And I was like, can you still hear my cat? She's just...
I can. She's so excited to be a part of our podcast today. She's our mascot today. It's totally fine.
She's like snow kitties. She wants to get outside onto my patio in the snow, ironically. But yeah, so I think with this book, like, it was just such a great next step to kind of get onto that romantasy train and to continue my love for those style of books. And it's just, Raven Kennedy just knows how to weave a really good story. Like, I wouldn't say that this book is, like, really difficult to read, but it's not easy to read either. Like, she's really great at, like, starting to breadcrumb things in, and then as you get further and further through the series, you really think, like, oh no, okay, there's a much bigger picture being told here, which is really special and really cool.
Oh yeah. And I think like the fact that, you know, you meet Orion and she's imprisoned in this cage, and I mean, the cage goes throughout the castle, so it's not like she's in a bird cage or something, right? But still, she's in a cage. But like, and you see quickly, at least like when you kind of get the sense that Midas is not a great guy. Right? Through you're like, I don't think I trust this guy. I don't think I trust this guy. Orion's totally in love with him, infatuated, whatever. I think it's more of an infatuation than love, truly. But like 100%. She's, and then
it's Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, totally. And then you like, you see though, very quickly once she leaves, like once she's finally free and they leave to go to Fifth Kingdom and they're traveling through the town, right? And they see, oh, it's just the castle and the area around the castle that where all of this money is being spent, and it's all about appearances and all this stuff. But when you actually get into where people actually live and all of this, like, there's nothing. These people have nothing. They're like fighting for survival and all of that stuff. And it just goes to show, oh yeah, this guy actually is a bad dude and doesn't give a shit about anybody but himself, because he could very easily take care of all of these people. Yeah, right?
100%. Yeah, it's like such a rude awakening for her. But like, truthfully, from the very first chapter, I was like, this guy just like fucked a bunch of people in front of her, and now it's like, you're my favorite.
Weird,
and
right?
I'm like, this is fucking weird. This is fucked up. This is like, this isn't like some weird kink. This is like something else is going on here. So I just, you definitely notice. And then that was, such a huge moment where they actually leave the castle, because she's really like spent 15 years in this cage. And then they leave the castle and she's just like, the reality sets in, like, oh, they live in like the poorest kingdom. Like her people that she thought she knew were doing well are actually struggling so hard.
Yeah.
So hard.
Yeah. It's awful. It's awful. And and the, like, just the way the other saddles treat her. Like, she's the king's favored, right? And she's got this, like, special place to live and all of this stuff, where the rest of the saddles kind of live together in this other area of the castle, right? So they all hate her because she's favored and all of this stuff. And it's just, it's such a great, like, I thought it was okay the first time I read it, but then I read through the majority of the series. I haven't finished the series yet. But I do have a long flight coming up. So maybe, but I haven't finished the series yet. But, like, the second time through, you realize, like, the steps that this is building to get to the really good stuff that starts in book 2.
Yeah, 100%. I think the last, like, 50 to 100 pages is where, like, the most action happens, right? Like, there's obviously, like, the Fifth Kingdom king dies. Shout out to Digby. He's a real one. He's Oren's guard, personal guard. We adore him. He's like a father figure to her. Actually murders the Fifth Kingdom's king. Like, it really that's kind of like the catalyst moment, obviously, because then Midas leaves, and he actually leaves without them first. He just goes with, like, a couple guards and goes to Fifth Kingdom, and then Oren and the Saddles leave. So she's experiencing all of this without the guy who she's, like, in love with, right? Or who she's believed to be this great person, and he saved her life. So she's really kind of getting the, like, blinders taken off a little bit, because he's not there to, like, justify all of these things and reasons as to why these people are so poor. And then as they leave, like, more things start to happen, right? And then obviously with snow pirates, like, she's never encountered, other than, like, her early years, she's never encountered anybody outside of the castle. She's never been around anything. So I'm sure, like, it was such a shock, and so much action happens. I remember finishing that book and being, like, so intrigued about where the hell it was going, because I just, like, it was like she gave us enough breadcrumbs and enough action at the end to be like, I'm gonna hook you in without revealing too many big plot points. Like, you really don't learn much about where the story's actually going until, like, maybe end of book 2, I'd say. Like, really, it's worth it. And I
can't remember which book is which at this point.
I think it's Gild, Glint, Gleam, Glow, Goldfinch.
And then Goldfinch, right? I haven't read Goldfinch yet. And then Sail, we got to give an honorable mention to Sail, the friend. So, again, spoiler alert. So, like, don't listen if you haven't read it or if you want to. So she befriends this guard, Sail. He's a young guy just starting out, whatever. She, like, makes a friend. Like, and this is, like, a big deal, right? She makes a friend. She hasn't had a friend in a very long time. The last friend she made was Midas, essentially. So anyway, through a series of unfortunate events, Sail ends up being by the snow pirates, and it's so sad. Like, it is so sad. And then they completely, like, desecrate his body, and
it's awful. We don't need to go into detail, but it's so sad. And, like,
it's so sad.
Her one friend that she's kind of made outside of her little inner circle.
Right. It's so sad. It makes me so sad. I am a sucker for the friend, hey? Like, I'm such a sucker for the friend.
You're like, I just love my best friend. I don't know either. Literally every book we read, you guys, she's like, the best friend. We won't even talk about Fourth Wing, okay?
We can't talk about Fourth Wing. I will start to cry. I'm still a mess. I can't even talk about it. God.
For those of you that know, you know.
You know. But yeah, like, I gotta talk to my therapist about that. There's something there.
It's fine. It's fine. We have this podcast. Just air it all out. It's fine. Yeah. What do you feel about Oren in this book? How do you feel about her?
You know, I think the first time I read it, like, the first time you go through it, you kind of see her at face value, right? Like, you see her as this woman who is pining over a man who's obviously a dipshit, you know, and like every woman has had that friend who is pining over a dipshit, and you're just like, snap out of it, girl. Yeah. Like, come on. But you begin to see her humanity, like almost right away, like when she throws the book at, is it Polly? And hits her, and she was just trying to save her and ends up smacking her in the head with this giant book. Gotta read it. It's actually really funny. So like, you know, Polly, and then how she acts around the people in town, and how she befriends Sale, and how even though we don't know Digby very much, like he doesn't say much. Like, he's just this like gruff older guy that watches over her. Like, we see her love for him, and like, so you see some of the character that she actually is, but you still get the impression of this kind of surface level but very depressed human. And you don't really meet her until later in the series. Like, you don't meet 100%. Her full person, her full human. Yeah.
No. 100%.
What do you think?
I agree with that. Like, yeah, like it's kind of like she's also just along for the ride with you at that point in the book, right? Yeah. Like, it's like, because she's also discovering these things about her world that we're discovering with her. And it's not until like later in the series that you really feel like you feel something more for her. I think in the first book, I feel a lot of pity for her, truthfully, and sadness. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel pity for her, but then as she grows as a character, you just become like, you want to be her champion. You want her to be your champion, I should say, actually. Like, you're just like rallying for her and cheering for her and wanting her to, you know, overcome all of these things that happen to her and happen in the story. But it's like, she's like a slow burn FMC, you know, like, you know, how sometimes you meet some FMCs and you're just like, I just know she's going to be the one. She's going to be the girl. I just know it. She's like, she is the one. And we've all read some of those books where it's like immediately you're attached and you're just like
throwing a glass,
holding on while throwing a glass, ACOTAR, like so many books. I could list a bunch, but it's just like, you grab on by the horns and you're just like, okay, let's go. Whereas this one, I feel like it's such a slow, there's like a little bit of spark happening with her because she's realizing she's very naive in this book. And she's kind of just also along for the ride. Yeah. You know? Like, it's just, she's a very slow burn character. But I love that about her. I think Raven Kennedy did a really great job at, like, revealing the things she needed to reveal in a very well-timed manner.
Yeah, to get you interested enough to read the second book, right? Because like if you weren't interested in her story, you wouldn't read the second one. How do we feel about Midas?
He's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Fucking asshole. We hate him. And I will just say I'm very happy with his story's conclusion. And I'm sure many people who have also read this book are very happy with it. Thrilled, in fact. Because you
like that little cackle? That was such a cackle.
You're like... yeah.
Motherfucker.
Fucking asshole. He's a piece of shit. He's an abusive, manipulative cunt. Sorry, I'm using that word because he deserves it. Yeah. Full-heartedly.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit. And you know what? She does a great job at, like, Raven Kennedy does a great job as building his story to be one of the best villains ever. Ever.
Because he's not he's not an outright villain, right? Like, he's obviously in everything for himself. Like, he's not that, like, he's not necessarily wanting to be awful to other people. Like, he just he wants it all for himself. Like, he just wants power and power for power's sake. And that is very relevant in today's world, you know? Yeah, he's a dipshit. Yeah, no good, piece of trash.
He's garbage, as we say.
Yeah.
Garbage. Yeah. But kudos to you, Raven Kennedy. Like, you definitely, there's moments where she humanizes him in such a way where you're just like, And I'm sure a lot of people who have been in abusive situations can relate to that. Mm-hmm. Can relate to, like, the humanizing of, you know, your villain of your story and everything, right?
Yeah, totally.
Goddamn.
Totally. Well, and there's the one part. Now this might have gone whoop, but let me see if I can get my brain back on track here. Perimenopause for the win. Yeah, there's where they're talking about their past, or she's thinking about their past, and he, like, saves her from, you know, from she's hiding somewhere or something.
Saving her from poverty or, like, from being sold
yeah,
or something.
Yeah, something like that, from being trafficked or something. And I think at that point I was thinking, like, did he know, like, the whole time, did he know that she could turn things to gold, or she would eventually be able to turn things to gold? And that was the whole reason. Like, was the whole thing selfish, or did it start out innocent enough? Like, did he show humanity and good humanity in that moment? I don't know.
I can't recall. We learn more about their origin story and, like, how they met and how she got to be where she was when he met her. I recall there being, like, a massive reveal and, like, shocking moment about their past, including him, that I won't spoil because there's probably people who haven't read the books in here. But
yeah,
I can't recall. Yeah. I can't recall. I actually think he did know. Like, I think something happened and she let it slip, or, like, something happened and she did turn something to gold and somebody witnessed it and he was like, I'll protect you. Just trust me. Like, I think it was like that. Like, I think he did know.
Yeah.
I think he
might have
did know.
been. Yeah.
I don't know. If you're listening to this or watching this, let us know. Maybe we're both wrong, and maybe he didn't know. You know?
Maybe he didn't know.
I don't know.
No. And what about Melina? Queen Melina. So Queen Melina is the heir of Sixth Kingdom, Midas's wife. We see her as this cold-hearted bitch, but we also learn, like, they don't like each other, and he's got this whole group of women and men that he regularly fornicates with, and also this woman that he keeps in a cage and calls his favored. Like, what woman wouldn't hate that? Like,
yeah.
I think Melina's well within her right.
It was her palace. It was her castle.
Yeah.
It was her family's castle. And he completely gilded everything. Where Oren's room used to be the atrium that her mother developed, basically. It used to be this gorgeous sunroom that she used to go in. And he completely ruined it to house Oren in. Like, of course, she's a frosty bitch, but she's rightly within her rights.
Seriously.
Yeah. She married a fucking asshole, but she was pressured to do it because she didn't have magic. I love her in the rest of the series. In this book,
Me too.
I was like, this girl. But again, we are learning things basically at the same time as Oren. So it's not like we're being revealed to all this stuff and then it's like, oh, we have all this information and now the story begins. It's like we really just, like, are dropped right in the middle of Oren's mind, and we're just, like, learning all of these things and learning about Melina and learning about all these things as they come. Yeah. So, yeah, of course, in the first book, we're going to think she's a fucking bitch because she behaves like one, and we don't really know all of these things. And it's not until, like, as we get through the series that you're like, Melina's story is, like, pivotal to the overall plot of the books. Like, she's a very important character in the last few books, and her journey is so interesting. And she's definitely, like, she may be a frosty bitch, but she again is like a phoenix rising from the ashes, or, like, has a redemption moment or redeeming qualities in the end that make you, like, cheer for her. It's awesome. It's awesome.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, and I think in one of our other attempts at recording this episode, we had some technical difficulties. We had talked about Digby and how I picture him. We pictured him, and I picture him as that character from Outlander, the, like, guy that's like a father figure, and I can't remember his name. I couldn't remember it last time either. You'd think I would remember it because
Dougal.
You were able. Dougal. That's it. Dougal. I think of him. Like, I think Digby, like, that is what he looks like in my brain.
I can't remember who I said, but I was like, I envision him with like salt and pepper hair and like a really thick mustache and just like he's in my mind there's a particular cartoon character that I cannot figure out what he's from, and that's what I'm envisioning. He's like a father figure in like some Disney movie, and I cannot.
Okay.
Maybe it's the father from Tarzan, but like younger, like that same like
Oh
vibe.
gosh. Oh, okay.
Maybe
Yeah.
like mustache, salt and pepper hair, kind of wiry. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting.
Just like an old guy who's just like, I'm just looking out for my girl, my little baby girl.
That's exactly what he seems like stoic, quiet, like I'm just looking out for my girl. That's
Just
it.
there.
Yeah.
He's just like, I just live
it.
here. This is my Judy. This is where I'm at.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Yeah. Okay.
do you recommend it? Do you recommend this book for other people?
I mean, I'm pretty sure I've recommended it to you, actually. So yeah,
you
I would
sure
say,
did.
yeah. And I actually have a friend who's currently reading it, and she messaged me, and she's like, "Oh my god, I love this series so much." So you know what? I respect the fact that if people have issues with the triggers, because there's a lot of heavy topics in this book. I respect if it's not for you, that's fine. But if you are a person that can overcome that and recognize it, that it's, it's a piece of fiction. This is a story that's being told, and you can get through that and read it, worth it. Mm-hmm. Worth it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree. Like I would definitely recommend this one, but yeah, like I don't know if there are trigger warnings. There should be. Because there's some pretty
I don't know if
heavy
there are.
subject matter, but yeah, maybe not in book 1. Anyway, let us know, dear
Later
readers. Dear readers,
Yes.
listen to me. I've been watching Bridgerton. Fuck. Dear
Dearest
listeners.
Dearest gentle readers.
Dearest gentle listeners.
Yes.
Yeah, tell us. I can't remember. But yeah, I would highly, highly recommend this one. And it's a completed series. So it's
Yes,
like,
we
if
love
you
that.
get into it, you can run all the way through it. I think it's all on Kindle Unlimited too. So like,
It is. It is.
Yeah, bonus.
It's worth it. It's worth it. And like, it's just such a journey. And if you listen to our previous episode, book boyfriend episode, you know that one of the top book boyfriends is the character that becomes the MMC in this series. Courtney, it was like, what, your number 2 or your number 3 book boyfriend?
I think he
on the
was my
list?
number 2. Wait, I've got my notes. Yes, he was number 2.
Yeah. So worth it for that reason alone. And you know what?
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I would agree. So, okay. And then how do we feel about this beverage today?
I love this beverage today. I think it's perfect. Yeah. Like this is like, it's the type of book, because of where it happens, you want to cozy up on the couch on a really cold day. You want your like spicy drink to help you through it. I think it fits perfectly. It's good.
Yeah. It's like cozy, but it's like a little sweet, and it's got a little spice. Not that there's much spice to this. It's more like the spiciness of the story, because it's like there's some hard stuff.
Yeah, we do not have a spicy 69 this episode, because there's like one scene and it's awful.
Gross. It's ick.
Yeah.
It's
ugh. Ugh.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
If
Later,
you
though,
can relate to that scene, you were with the wrong partner. Okay?
leave your husband. Leave your husband.
Leave your
Maybe
husband.
Not. Disclaimer: we do not condone this behavior. Yes. Yeah. Agreed. It's delicious. Yeah. It's cozy. It's what we want.
I love it.
Do you think people should just finish the series if they get to the end of the book and they're like, I don't know?
Yeah, I do. As someone who has not finished the series, I absolutely do, because I look at Goldfinch, and it's so funny because I'd read it on my Kindle, but like I look at Goldfinch and it's like this big, and it's very intimidating. So I'm like, I gotta wait until I've got some really good time. But like I said, long flight coming up. But I would highly recommend it. It's worth it. It's worth the read. Yeah.
So fun, and you know what? I feel like it's just something different. Like, it's not, I don't know, it's just there's a different vibe to it overall. It almost feels very, like, I don't want to use the word like medieval, but it's got like an older generational vibe. Like it doesn't feel like, you know, so much modern romantasy that's out there. It just feels like it's a little bit aged in a way.
Yeah.
If that makes
Agreed.
any sense. I don't know. There's something about it. Do you think it gets enough hype?
I don't know, because I have seen some hype. But it's not prolonged hype. So maybe not.
I feel like it gets a little bit lost. It gets a little bit lost in like, there's so many, like, I'm going to call them like juggernaut romantasy novels because they're so huge. Like, you look at like Fourth Wing and you look at Throne of Glass and ACOTAR and all these huge series that are coming out. And like, I had never heard of this. Granted, when I started reading romantasy, like, book talk was just starting to become like quite popular, so like I was just learning about all these books kind of with everybody else, but it's really hard to kind of discover new books when there's so many just people talking about these huge releases, right? So I don't know, maybe it needs more hype.
That is an exceptional segue into what we're talking about next time. Speaking of, you know, books that don't get enough hype or like the juggernauts kind of taking over. So yeah, join us next time because we are going to be talking about, how about you tell the lovely listeners what we're going to be talking about, and I will find the creator to shout out.
Ooh, okay. So we've decided that based on our book boyfriend top number ones, that we would pick books based on the vibes of these main male characters, because we saw a TikTok about it. She's gonna find the creator, shout out to this creator when we find her, who was like, if you like this character's vibes, you should read these books. So my number one, if you've listened to the previous episode, is Zayden Ryerson from Fourth Wing, and Courtney's number one is Rhysand from ACOTAR. So she has a page that says, if your number one book boyfriend is Rhysand, you should read these books. If your number one is Zayden, you should read these books. So we decided to go with the Rhysand vibes first, and the book that we chose was House of Beating Wings by Olivia Wildenstein, which is book one of Kingdom of Crows trilogy. I'm on book 3 and it is so good, you guys.
That's amazing.
It's so good. And I'm so excited to talk to you about this because we haven't actually talked in depth about it since we've read it, and I'm so excited for that episode.
Totally. It's Listen with Brit. Listen with Brit. Yes.
We'll tag her on our Instagram post.
Yeah.
Because we saw this post and we were like, this is brilliant. We should absolutely pick books based on the vibes and then talk about it. So the first book we're doing is House of Beating Wings by Olivia Wildenstein. And then for Zayden Ryerson vibes, we've chosen Direbound, but I need a second to find the author. You sent me a photo and
I did, and I have seen it now come up a couple of times in my relentless social scrolling. So
it's Direbound by Sable Sorensen. It's a Wolves of Ruin novel, is what it's called.
Fancy.
So very fancy.
Yeah. So that'll be the one after next.
Yes, but it's going to be a great time. We're going to hash out all the things because we haven't talked about that book yet in our WhatsApp chat, so I'm so excited. It's like I will say this is probably the first time I felt this excited about a book series since maybe Spark of the Everflame, which we all know how I felt about that episode or about that book series as well. So I'm very excited to deep dive. I would recommend Plated Prisoner. I would recommend cozying up with a good cocktail or drink. Learn about Oren, learn about her story, and share with us if you have any thoughts or comments or questions, because it's such a good book. And Raven Kennedy, if you're listening, if you ever want to hop on our podcast so we can talk to you about how you wrote these complex themes, we would be thrilled to have you. I can imagine it was not easy. It was not easy. So please hit us up if you ever want to be on our podcast. Shooting her a shot.
Love it.
With that, I think we're gonna wrap up. But I'm so glad all of you joined us, dearest gentle listeners, for this episode about Plated Prisoner.
Is that what we're gonna call our listeners? I've been thinking about that. Like, we need to have a name. We need to have a name for the group of people. So, gentle listeners, I like that.
It's like good. That. I feel like if anybody has
direct
suggestions
rip-off,
too.
though.
Yeah, it is. That's why I was like, if anyone has any suggestions about what we should call our team of peeps, our squad, let us know. Hit us up in the comments.
The smut squad.
I mean, I don't hate it.
I know.
I don't hate it. Find us on social media at Pages and Potions Podcast. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. Just let us know your thoughts. We are just happy you're here. We love doing this, and we want to keep doing this. So if you could just give us a follow or share to your friends that you think might like this, we're here for you. Anyways, if you have suggestions for books or cocktails, we are here. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. Stay spicy and keep spilling the tea. Cheers.
Cheers.